arrived through the desert into the promised land. In the New Testament, we meet elderly people who did courageous things. Zechariah and Elizabeth, the parents of John the Baptist, had a child in their old age. Simeon and Anna were very elderly, and they met the Christ child when his parents brought him into the temple, and then they went out and proclaimed the coming of the Messiah. Today's first reading tells us the story of another old man named Eleazar. Eleazar lived during a fearful time in Israel when the evil king Antiochus tried to suppress the Jewish faith. The king had a decree ordering the Jewish people to eat pork, to violate their dietary laws, under the pain of death. And Eleazar was a Jewish priest or a scribe who was apprehended, arrested, interrogated. He was told that he had to eat pork in order to save his life. Even his close friends and his family members encouraged him to do this rather than die. They even suggested that he pretend to eat the meat in order to be saved. But Eleazar rejected all of these alternatives. He realized that, the love of God and the love of God's law is more important than anything else. He even rejected the possibility of pretending to eat the meat. Why? Because it would set a poor example for other faithful Jews. So in the end, he goes to his death, remaining faithful to his Jewish heritage and to God's law. Listen to how the reading describes his actions. Eleazar made up his mind in a noble manner, worthy of his years, the dignity of his advanced age, the distinction of his gray hair, and of the admirable life he had lived from childhood. Then it goes on. This is how he died, leaving in his death a model of courage, an unforgettable example of virtue, not only for the young, but for the whole nation. Isn't the example of Eleazar relevant to all of us here today? Whether we are young or old, we are called to give the example to other people, to give witness to God's actions in our lives. By our love for God, we are empowered, regardless of age, to do courageous things. It doesn't matter whether we are young or old. Each of us is capable to give witness to our faith by our words and examples. And in fact, those who are advanced in years, it has to be recognized, are more capable of doing this because of the wisdom they have gained through the years. In 1999, Pope John Paul II wrote a letter to the elderly. He was elderly himself. Here's a portion of what he wrote. Elderly people help us to see human affairs with greater wisdom, because life's challenges have brought them knowledge and maturity. They are the guardians of our collective memory, and thus the privileged interpreters of the ideals and values which support and guide life in society. Precisely because of their mature experiences, the elderly are able to offer young people precious advice and guidance. We might add, the elderly also offers an example of faithful living, especially those who have been raised in the faith and have used their faith as a guide throughout their years. Like Eleazar, they are to be honored and respected for their powerful example.